Straight to the Source with Corey Graves as the host was a show that they had after Monday Night Raw for 3 weeks in a row, and they haven't put it on for the last 2 weeks, whether that being because Enzo Amore was his last guest on there and it left it kind of on a really bad term, I feel like, or maybe it was because they're having the other shows, the 24 that was featured after the Rumble, and that's why I didn't put anything this week, or with the ride-along special after Raw. But whether the case be, hopefully this is coming back, because this series is actually a pretty good one. So with the 3 that I've had so far, I'm going to review each of them. First one was Roman Reigns. Pretty much they said that Corey Graves sat down with the big dog, and we went behind the scenes on everything he thought about what was happening. Now this one was really good of a Roman Reigns interview, because they pretty much asked him, what did you get sick with that caused you to lose all that time in the ring? Do you feel like you're being handed these victories? Do you feel like WWE is just pushing you to the main event? And he answered these all straight. He talked about having twins recently and how he took some time off for that, and what his sickness was that caused him to be out of the ring, and his take on main eventing everything, and how he feels like Dean and Seth should also be on the level he is at, and he's hoping that they will become. So this one was actually pretty great. They really nailed the questions that we wanted to know about Roman Reigns at the time that it aired. And Roman answered everything. He didn't avoid any questions at all. And I really think that was the main purpose of the show. We got everything we wanted to know about Roman Reigns. And Corey Graves did not back down. So the next one he did, I had mixed reviews on. It was a special with Sasha Banks and Alexa. First of all, this was like a 5-minute special. Roman Reigns was about 20 minutes long. And it was just pretty much him talking to them about how they felt about when they went over to Dubai, about being the first women to ever wrestle in that country and perform, and how they had to wear special outfits because they couldn't show any of their skin at all due to, I guess, the religion there, or maybe that's just how they are with women. They're not allowed to show skins. But it was kind of your average YouTube interview, Raw interview. It wasn't anything special. It was uploaded to YouTube about a week and a half later, so I didn't really know what's the point of making it special. But overall, that one, I mean, if you like Sasha and Alexa and you have 5 minutes on your hands, it's, I guess, worth the watch. But otherwise, to me, it was kind of pointless to put on the network. So the last episode they had was the Enzo Amore episode. And this one, I couldn't stand. Now, the time being, I was a fan of Enzo. After what came out about Enzo, I have really big mixed reviews on him. If, you know, what happens is true, then I'm not going to be a fan of him, and what happens is false, then, you know, I may still like the guy. But moving on to a non-opinion about Enzo. This special was pretty much Enzo being a, I don't know how to say it in a PG way, a jackass. He was just so mean to Corey the entire interview. And Corey was just asking him, you know, like, do you feel like you honestly made 205 Live better? And he was just answering with such attitude. He decided to eat lunch during it as well, and pretty much kept telling Corey it was a waste of his time to be here. And his character in the ring is Enzo, just, you know, bona fide times 100. But the person he was on Straight to the Source was just a completely different guy that really was just awful and wasn't nice and just did not care. In the entire interview, he was just nailing Corey Graves about how he couldn't wrestle anymore and how he just gave up and how he got 1 concussion and he was out. And I don't think Enzo did any of his homework to realize that the last concussion he got had to make him quit his career, because if he got another one, he could have permanently been damaged the rest of his life. And that Corey Graves still wants to wrestle, but he just physically can't, and Enzo just attacked him for it for half of it, and then the very end is what literally made me, like, I was like, you know what, I don't know if this was supposed to be on camera, because the way Corey acted and the way it got cut afterwards definitely felt unscripted. It was pretty much, Enzo brought up the tweet that Corey Graves made saying how he failed as a father because his kid did the Enzo Amore dance during his baseball game. And then Enzo replied saying, well, at least they have someone to look up to as a wrestler. And that threw him completely off, and Enzo was like, oh no, you're a good father, but you just failed as a career, and you failed as being a wrestler, and you're failing your kids. And it was so uncalled for. And the entire time you can tell Corey Graves just wanted to attack Enzo, and I think that part wasn't scripted, because at the end, Corey Graves was like, we're done. He didn't even he didn't close the show off right. He just wanted it to be done, and I think that was completely unscripted and completely not cool for Enzo Amore to do. So overall, straight to the source with Corey Graves. Roman Reigns won. I think everyone should watch it. Sasha and Alexa, look it up on YouTube if you're a fan. Enzo's, I don't suggest anyone watching it now that he's gone from WWE. So overall, this show is kind of like, it's cool, but at the same exact time, they only really had one good episode of it. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think about this show down in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, because as always, more to come.